Welcome to the chat segment on Great Chats, and of course today I have a guest in the studio, and together we'll be looking at entrepreneurship adventure. He is Abdullateef Lawal, founder IDixcover Opportunities and country director, Global Youth Network Nigeria. You're welcome. Glad having you. Now, let's start from here. How will you describe the life of an entrepreneur?
Wow, that is a very big question. The life of an entrepreneur is a complicated life. Yeah, it's a life of the struggle, and it is a continuous journey. Life of an entrepreneur ends when the entrepreneur himself dies. Most often, even when they die, their life still continue due to the legacy they've built. So, life of an entrepreneur is a complicated one, it's a difficult one, but it's worth it. The journey worth it. The success that comes after it really worth it. And but it takes a lot of patience, a lot of dedication, a lot of research, because for someone to be a successful entrepreneur, the person has to engage in a lot of research, know about what is happening, about the current trend, about the field he's into, and so on and so forth. So it requires lots of commitments, a lot of dedication, a lot of hard working, and to be frank, it is not easy, but it's worth it.
Now, do you think the future is bright in Nigeria for entrepreneurship?
Definitely. If you should look back, there are no more entrepreneurs like 10 years back as we have right now. And it is not just because our population is increasing, no, but because people are getting to know that the government do not have all it takes to cannot cater for all of us. So people start driving different means. Okay, from there, people start developing a lot of businesses, some from their parent business, some from their schools, some out of the need of their community. This shows that entrepreneurship is actually growing. It has a future in Nigeria, and one of its future is our population. Definitely, any country that has a large population, if they can utilize that population, it is a big gain for them. The likes of US and China, their population is one of the main reasons that make them what they are. Although their government and so on, we are able to put many things in place. But
the best policy.
Yes, a lot of policy and so on. So in Nigeria also, there are some policies. We have a lot of good policies. If someone should go by what is on the paper, policy for entrepreneur, they are wow, beautiful. But the problem is implementation. Implementing it, it is not reaching the larger number of people that it's supposed to. So it is usually recycling around a few people. You'll be surprised that one person might benefit from maybe grants or other opportunity or other government supports, about 5 different opportunities, whereby there are millions out there searching for just one, and they won't be able to get it. So it is aside the policy, if the implementation would have been good, at least 80 or 90%, if not even 100%, it would have been very beautiful. And to be said the fact, the Nigerian youth are very persistent, very hardworking, and consistent also, and they are very proud of what they are doing. This shows that if they should continue like this, even without the good support of the government and so on, they are still going to hit the ground and do what is right. But we are hoping that the government will come in and do better to support the young entrepreneurs and other policymakers, investors, both local and foreign investors. We are very happy they are supporting Nigerian entrepreneurs, but we want them to keep doing more so that the future will be better for Nigerians.
You are an advocate of SDG. How have you been able to sensitize the community?
The first thing is that I got to know more about SDG around 2015 when I was serving. That was when it was actually signed or agreed on in New York when they discussed the United Nations. So I realize that many people do not know about the SDGs. That is number one. So we need to firstly inform them about what SDG is all about. That is the first thing. Then secondly, engaging them on how to implement these SDGs, the 17 SDG goals. So as a person, I cannot do the whole 17 SDGs goal. So I have to pick the one that are in line with my passion. So I go for number one, that is to end of poverty. Then the SDG 8 and the SDG 5. That is 8 is work, good decent job, sensitize people on vocational training, gather community women, train them on different vocational skills and so on. From there, I got appointed for some opportunity, like Global Youth Network appointed me as their country director. Earlier this year, I teamed up with groups of about 6 people, youth. We are able to translated the 70 SDG goals into 8 different languages, and that is local languages, 4 from Kaduna languages, 2 from what do they call it, Kogi State and Benue, and others are, the next one is Fulani. So we are able to translate this and share it to people so that they will understand what the SDG is and how they can contribute to it.
Okay. Now, how did you discover making paints from agricultural waste?
I grew up in a local village, so the painters do not know, the paint is yet to get to our community as of that time. Only very few people could afford paints. So because it is quite expensive for people in that rural community, and many of us see it as a luxury. In fact, just about 2 to 3 years ago, that was when my parents' house was painted, because we just see it as a luxury, so we don't see the need for it. So painters then, there is a company in that community that do cowling. So what painters will just do, they just do cowling, and my mom used to sell cassava starch. So they come to the mom's side and get the cassava. And my mom also used to sell this color. They used to call it aru. It is different. So they will now ask for the color, the type of color they want. So they will now use this cassava and the cowling. They will mix it and to give them paint. Although it is not that quality. So one day I asked them, how are you using this? And they explained to me and even teach me how they used to. I studied chemistry from University of Ilorin. So I now use other method. I went into research more on paint and how it can become more quality and sustainable, so that people that do not see the need for paint can actually see that no, paint is actually not a luxury. It's something that we really need. In fact, then as a child, we used to feel inferior in children whose parents' houses were painted. So we feel like, oh wow, these people they are that special. So and their play group is different. So but after realizing this, that okay, we can actually produce paint from this waste, recycle it, reduce the waste of cassava, then recycle it and produce quality paint that will not be fading away, that will not stain people's clothes, because that is one of the greatest fear. Some paint after rainfall, it get washed away. Some after painting a few days, just staining people's clothes. Make it more quality, better quality than what those people had.
How you have been able to help youths with opportunities that can help their growth?
Became an enterprise out of passion. My main business is DixCoat paint, that is paint. Opportunity, I discovered opportunity came out of passion. After me personally realized that I have an enterprise, but it is not scaling up as it ought to be. And I have seen some other youths that were able to secure opportunities, secure grants, and I would be like, how are these people? Is it that they are doing something quite special? Where are they getting their information from? So I was able to scale up my business after I was able to utilize the opportunity, got in, and learn more about how to grow my business, and even won some grants to support my business. So since then, I then realize that there are millions of African youth, not just Nigerian youth, that are not aware of this opportunity. Let's create this room for the opportunity for them. Not just many people are not opportune to know about opportunity decks, probably because it is not part of their niche. So what I do is, and I create this and discover opportunity, all the opportunities around the opportunity decks and other opportunity sites that are meant for African entrepreneurs, and that is meant for young entrepreneurs, people that are trying to start up. So that is what we focus on, not just every opportunity. No, we streamline it down to the opportunity of youth that are just starting, the opportunity that they can assess, that they can apply for and win that opportunity. And we have been doing fine. We've been able to share more than 300 opportunities, and we have several thousands of followers.
Okay, what would be your advice to all aspiring entrepreneurs and the youth out there?
From my own personal experience, I actually beating around the bush for about 3 years. When I got to learn from people who have the idea, when I got to learn on how to manage businesses, then what I couldn't do in 3 years, I was able to do it in few months. So it really makes it easier for me. So the advice is that they should firstly seek for knowledge, how to manage their business, how to go about their business, how should I even structure my business. Some people that have businesses that are there that do not have any structures. So they should look for how do they structure their business. Who should they target? How should they target these customers? And be persistent and consistent about it. It is not easy, like I've said earlier on, but they have to put in their efforts. They have to be dedicated to it, because it is not an easy task. It is actually a long journey that at the beginning might look like, hi, this is just frustrating. It's tiring, I can't do it. But entrepreneurs do not give up, they always learn. And again, like something I want to tell the youth and aspiring entrepreneurs is success is not built in a day, just like the popular saying of Rome is not built in a day. So the advice is that they should be patient. They should be patient with what they are doing. They should not just be after the profit must come very, very soon. I must make that money as soon as possible. They should rather grow through their growth, so that even when the money comes, they will know how to sustain it.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. I have been hosting Abdullateef Lawal. He is a founder, IDixcover Opportunities, and country director, Global Youth Network Nigeria, and we'll be able to take a look at entrepreneurship and venture. It was a great session, I must say. All right, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate you.
That is all we have for you on the guest segment on Click Chat. Please stay tuned as we have more for you on